Had Bright Yamo, PDP Orion South, while the last one now, Adesibo Eastern Northeast Constituency 1. So as it stands now, these three honorable members of the Edo State House of Assembly have been suspended. Now, what are the issues? The issues are the fact that the Speaker, said that there are allegations that these three honorable members are plotting to topple him as the Speaker. In other words, that these three honorable members are plotting to remove him as the Speaker. And we understand also that other accusations came forth rather now that that same Monday that a native doctor was seen in the House of Assembly, and that native doctor made some incantations. Investigations are still going on, there's no doubt about that. Now, the whole thing somehow, because analysts have been trying to analyze the whole situation. Before that now, yesterday, we must say this now, the Speaker, Honorable Blessing Agbebaku, gave an unreserved apology to members of the Edo State House of Assembly, to staff of Edo State House of Assembly, because of the uproar that the suspension, made, at least, gave on Monday. So that's the way Report News had it, that the Speaker apologized, not necessarily to the honorable members that were suspended, but to the staff of the Edo State House of Assembly for the rowdy situation that suspension gave rise to. Now, the issues about the suspension is that it borders on constitutionality. Constitutionality in the sense that whether the Speaker has the onerous right, the unilateral right now to personally suspend a member of the Edo State House of Assembly is a question. And also too, it borders on representation, because as we speak now, these three honorable members have been suspended. They are not representing their constituency in the House. So these are the issues we're going to be talking about today. These are political issues, and that's the reason why that we have to invite politicians into this matter today. We've got Minister Vincent Ogbede. He's a member of the People's Democratic Party in Edo State. So you're welcome to the program this morning on
Good morning, viewers.
Okay, and we have Don Etunsa Gibo, who is a member of the All Progressives Congress. As a matter of fact, a member of the campaign organization of the All Progressives Congress in Edo State. You're welcome to the program this morning on ITV.
Good morning. Actually, no, the campaign list is not out yet.
Nah, we know.
So whether or not I'll be a member or not a member, to me, it just doesn't really matter.
Okay.
What is most important is that the party do well in the next
All right,
election.
now, so let's kick the ball rolling one more time. Now, what are your immediate responses to the situation as it stands now at the Edo State House of Assembly? I'll start with Vincent Ogbede.
Yes, viewers, good morning once again. Well, it's unfortunate that on Monday there was a kind of a rowdy session due to the suspension of those three members. And as a leader, the Speaker has to apologize. That's a good sign of leadership. Actually, we shouldn't be surprised because at the time you have people who carry the interest of their godfathers above that of the interest of their constituency, things like this are bound to happen. The issue of bringing a native doctor, or the issue of right being breached, if the Speaker have the right or like that. If you felt your rights have been breached, what you need to do is that you go to the court for interpretation. For these people who were suspended, it is, I don't know how to put it. It's like you were sent there to go and make law that will represent the constituency. Instead, you think of bringing it to come and do what? You want to...
Have they
no, that's the allegation.
Okay, this is allegation.
That's
so
the allegation.
Let's
that's the allegation.
Yeah,
we are talking based on the allegation. That's the allegation. So, which is, to me, is not right, and is not supposed to be so. Then the issue of the entire members there is this. Well, you want to urge them that once you are elected to a position like that, the primary thing in your mind should be how you can actually make laws that will affect your people. How you can actually make laws that will change the lives of your people. It's not you thinking of, oh, how can you serve your godfather? How can you encourage, how can you go and do the bidding of your godfather in the House of Assembly? Because what the root of all this problem is just that some people, some leaders will just pick anybody, impose them on the party and say, oh, ward or local government leader, go and deliver this person for me. At the end of the day, until you bring in people who are not fit to be there, to come into our assembly to begin to do the duty of a representative, because they don't know what to do, because they are not called for such service, they are not prepared for such service, they go there and begin to constitute nuisance. Nuisance in the sense that if you look at these people that have been suspended now, you can really point out that, oh, within the last 1 year, this is the effect they made in their constituency.
But are you in their constituency to know whether they didn't make any effort or not?
Yes, I'm not in their constituency.
So why would you say so?
No, but the records are clear.
Okay.
The records are clear because what most people do is just how to do the bidding of their godfathers. Because the duty of a legislator is to go and make laws. So if at the end of 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, you cannot actually bring in a law, maybe bring in just one single law that will help, that will benefit. I'm not talking about maybe this idea now that you see lawmakers are into seeking of a borehole, trying to transform things like that. No, they are core duties what I'm talking about. So if at the end of 1 year, you cannot actually point out that, yes, I made this law. Let's take for instance, you say, okay, what are people suffering now? Let's look at insecurity. Like those in Edo North, even Edo South, even the cities in the district. So, okay, let's pass a particular bill that will ensure that it will take up the security of my people. So these are the areas I'm talking about that they've not been able to do something meaningful that you can count on. So, okay, as a lawmaker, these are things that you'll be able to do. Rather, to go there and stay as a watchdog for their godfathers. Okay, let me see how they can defend or do bidding of their lawmakers or their godfathers.
I'll pause you there. So, on Donny Gable, now this whole thing borders on constitutionality, like I said a while ago. And I know that you are very conversant with parliamentary proceedings. Whenever a decision is being made on the floor of the parliament, any assembly in the country, it normally goes through a vote. Yes. Then you've talked about 2/3 majority and all that. But what we saw on Monday from the report, it was a unilateral decision whereby the Honorable Speaker, rose up and mentioned these 3 members, that they are suspended. How do you react to it?
I think that gives us some kind of work to do, because one thing that is constant in life is change. Maybe there are aspects within the constitution of the House of Assemblies or the laws guiding them that may have changed, because I would ordinarily, as a citizen who understands how the legislative work is to pass votes through the members, to suspend people or not. However, this whole scenario is very, very strange scenario. And unfortunately, I'm a member of the APC, unlike Mr. Ogbede, who is a member of the PDP. Bright in question is not only representing my state constituency, it's also a personal friend.
The Bright Yamu now.
Bright Yamu in particular. And Bright, if you know him, is not the sort of person that possesses a kind of behavior. Do you understand? And I'm not going to speak because I feel I know him, or perhaps maybe I want to speak to indict him in any way.
The boy is a personal friend, so if
you know him, you know that ordinarily it's not the sort of person that exhibits that kind of character for the years that I've known him. Do you see what I'm saying? And secondly, this whole thing about alleging, it's been alleged, and no definite facts has been brought out to a very large extent to establish the authenticity of these claims. Because this is politics. Just like Mr. Ogbede said, he spoke more on Godfatherism. It shows these are internal wrangling within the PDP, which is not peculiar with the party alone. It also happens in APC. But however, for the people to be suspended unilaterally, I would, not with the thought of hindsight, I would assume that from my own personal naive narrative point of view.
From your own point of view?
Yeah, I would assume that if I'm looking at it from face value, I would want to think that maybe the Speaker, Honorable Mr. Speaker, has acted too fast. Maybe it's not the right thing. But then again, like I said, there may be new laws that gives him the power to perhaps suspend people, because maybe this has happened, you would expect other members who could be in the same position at any time to speak up and say, well, you don't not possess the power to speak unilaterally to suspend 3 people. Maybe they are part of the other godfathers on the other side. We don't know. I haven't spoken to Bright. I only heard about the story yesterday once I was out of town, and I was a bit shocked because this is somebody that we know very well. In terms of performance, I know I'm in APC, he's in PDP. I want to also give him kudos a little bit because I know that he has been trying in my constituency. Okay. Yeah, all right, doing a few things that will kind of make you see that, yeah, if he's there over time, he will do better than he has done. In the last 1 year, he has made some impacts. It will not be fair to say that he hasn't, especially when you're not from there. Okay.
All right, so let me come to Vincent Ubedi one more time. Now, you have the opinion that there is a suspicion of these honorable 3 members to be loyal to a godfather. Now, investigations, not just investigations now, people are also alleging that perhaps the impeached deputy governor, I'm talking about Philip Shaibu now. Now, the question, because Donald Okukwe, who is a member of the PDP Akoko Edo, is said to be an ally of the impeached governor. Now, the question, Donald Okukwe was one of those that voted voted for impeaching the deputy governor. So are we saying that if Donald Okukwe is an ally of the deputy governor, that he also voted against his former deputy governor now, you know, to impeach him? Is that what we're saying?
Well, I believe you are very conversant with Nigerian politics, not just Edo politics. If you see an APC member today, tomorrow is a PDP. You see PDP member today, tomorrow is in APC. So these people, they are so flexible when it comes to, how do I put it now? When it comes to character. They are like chameleon. So they might vote against you today. Tomorrow, you can, if it's possible to have any secret meeting with them anywhere, anytime.
Yeah, we're talking about a political godfather now, by your own.
No, I'm coming, yes, I'm coming. No, you talked about him voting for impeachment.
That he impeached his political godfather. Is that what we're saying?
I'm not saying Shaibu is their political godfather.
Yeah, but those are some of the allegations.
Yes, I'm not saying Shaibu. He might be their political godfather, but I'm not saying because I don't have any facts to that. So
is their godfather you were referring to?
No, there are godfathers everywhere. There are godfathers everywhere. We know how this game is being played here. That's the problem. He made mention before we came on camera now that the problem, let me not go there. He makes sure he talked about something like that. That is my colleague here. So the problem is that there are godfathers everywhere. I just talked about godfathers imposing somebody. Say, okay, go and deliver this man. Irrespective of if the person is capable or not, if the person is qualified to run whatever, you say, go and deliver this man. That's why at the end of the day you see a lot of litigations, I think, after the election. So the issue of back to your question now, that if it's possible for him to vote against his godfather, it's very possible. Maybe within this few period, because normally you shouldn't expect Shaibu to just go home and lie down and sleep. As he needs to save himself, he needs to rebuild to begin to see how he can bring back his camp again and make sure his network is as strong as it was before.
So by trying to reignite fermented troubles.
Yeah. So no fermented troubles now. I don't use that word fermented trouble. So maybe in the process of trying to step his foot back on the Edo politics again, among his friends, okay, let me bring in this man. I'm very close to this man. Maybe if we come, I'll bring him to you, talk to him. Maybe he will join us like that. So it's possible for them to bring in the very honorable that you are talking about that was suspended. So at the end of the day, he will not say, okay, sorry, I voted against you. It wasn't my fault. It was this, that. But as it stands now, I've said that you have been victimized because, okay, don't worry, we will support you. It's possible. It's possible. I'm not saying that will happen, but it's possible for that to happen. So, having said that, Mr. Evans, I want to re-emphasize on the issue of Godfatherism again. If we must go anywhere, if we must make headway in this dispensation, in this democracy that we are, the issue of Godfatherism, it has to be completely eliminated, or else we begin to have this kind of a problem. Let's assume, for instance, all the members of the House of Assembly have the interest of Edo State at heart. For instance, they will say, oh, now let's pass a law that will prevent all political office holders from taking their children to schools abroad. So it's okay, primary, secondary. But I said, no, let's add tertiary institution. No, they will discuss. So at the end of the day, after argue, they will not arrive at, okay, let's choose primary, secondary. It will not lead to any rancor. It will lead to any impeachment. It will lead to any trouble within them. By the time you have the interest of one particular person to go and protect there. So anything any other person is saying against that your particular person, that your particular godfather, you flare up. So it will lead to all these kind of things that we are experiencing.
Okay.
For somebody to bring in, according to them, to bring in a native doctor.
To have brought in a native doctor.
To bring in a native doctor.
Yeah.
So I'm just imagining what is the native doctor going to do? What's the job? What's the duty of the native doctor in the House of Assembly? Yeah, that's to show the essence of desperation.
It was said that the native doctor was cited and he was making incantations.
That's what I'm saying now. So what's his business there? Just to show the extent of desperation that people are going to protect their godfather, because they know what the godfather did for them to bring them to that position. Okay. So if they are not 100% loyal, they will not be able to get such position again. So they can do anything for their godfather. So that's what we're playing out there.
Now there's something that I want Echinsai Gabriel to talk about one more time. Now there is something in our democracy that we've been trying to figure out, the issue of institutionality and of course personality. Now, the speaker now, by the explanation, going through all these issues, that the speaker has acted on personality instead of institutionality. The institutionality is the fact that if there's anything that is going wrong, it is the House that puts it into votes. It is either a yes or a no vote. But here, the speaker said so, and so be it. What does that portend for our democracy?
Well, the dangers and the red lights has always been there. We cannot pretend and act as if this problem is peculiar with Edo alone. It's very generic across the state, Nigerian state. Like when certain things was happening in Rivers State with Fubara. Yeah. Remember what the governor did? They went to raise the House of Assembly building. It's very unfortunate that I would want to think that this House of Assembly has been relatively cool and calm to a very large extent, though majority of the people there of the opposition. Blessing Agbabako is somebody I have respect for. I see him as a very noble man to a large extent. Sometimes we as people act out of fear, because in politics it's all about the Chinese whispers. You know what I mean? People can be, it's just like a military coup. People can be lied against just to be put on a firing squad, like I would think in the case of my brother Bright, for instance. And if you want to talk about the Godfatherism thing today, like my brother here is talking about, I think the biggest Godfather in Edo today is the Excellency, the governor.
Now, you cannot say so. I mean, the governor has not been fingered in this thing.
So let me put it this way, because you see, it's opinion. It's my opinion. My opinion can be right or wrong. My opinion is not for anybody else to take it. If you look at things from the political space, he spoke about having a native doctor. Somebody may have seen a native doctor. Truly, who knows who brought the native doctor? Was the native doctor in the bright of any of these suspended lawmakers? Was the native doctor is set up by certain people who feels that they need to act as a way of self-defense, strike before they strike? Those sort of things. But if you talk about Godfatherism, why I say maybe with all due respect is the Excellency. If you look at the candidate they have in the party today, is somebody that has never played much role.
Let us not go away from what we are talking about.
I know. I'm just trying to elaborate on Godfatherism. I'm not indicting anybody per se, but I'm just telling you how these things play. Like my brother said, he said, before we got on camera, there were certain things I said as an APC man that was within my party, which obviously affects them as well. If we have to speak sometimes, we have to understand that this problem is everywhere. I'm not going to come here to tell you that, because PDP has a small challenge in the House of Assembly, that is a PDP thing, I want to score political point from that. No. If I must speak to these issues, as much as I speak and indict my party, in most instances, I've agreed Godfatherism is everywhere. That is me agreeing that in APC, the same thing exists. But you must allow me to use examples that you can even relate to, even if you were not there, as a kind of an assumption or an opinion to help people balance the books. Godfatherism is a case of imposing people, like you said. That is his point of argument as to why you feel these people may want to, or go towards supporting somebody who was removed as the deputy governor. I don't know if the deputy governor is the godfather of the guy from my constituency, but as far as I know, it is people in my constituency that voted for him, but you still cannot rule that away. He may have influenced his choice of the candidacy. That is the same thing that happens all across. So if it's about Godfatherism and how it affects democracy, you see that those two goes side by side. And affect, because whatever affects democracy is directly undermining the Constitution.
Okay, all right.
So automatically,
yeah.
automatically, the idea of Godfatherism or interest is something that the political space today is like. In anything people do or what the leaders do across the party, they want to select people that they think would listen to them.
Okay.
As at the time they want them to carry out a certain act.
Okay.
For me, I would like to think that the issue of the House of Assembly can also be kind of resolved in a way, because having a native doctor, there's no video out there to say that we recorded a native doctor.
Well, let us be, I mean, it's a free house. The House of Assembly, just on the flip side, I mean, on the lighter side, can't a native doctor, is a free house. Anybody
exactly.
Can go to the House of Assembly.
So what would make anybody think that Mr. A, B, or C brought the native doctor? If somebody may have gone to set people up and lied to the speaker, maybe got him worried, and then he acted on an issue while you are questioning the constitutionality of people being suspended. Should they have put it through a vote? We would assume that in the House of Assembly, everything is put through a vote. But would they have acted in a certain way because information was passed? There could be a Godfather hands in it that would make him do things then you and I will question whether it is right or wrong. That is why I said,
you mean
things changes all the time.
Is reacting to a Godfather somewhere?
Maybe things changes all the time. Maybe we need to go back and look at some of the new rules that may have given the speaker the sole authority to act the way he acted.
Well, the rules are very clear. The rules have not been changed. I mean, any decision made on the floor of in any House of Assembly in the country is
I don't want to be the one to
two-third majority by votes and
I don't want to be the one to push that across, so that because I'm a partisan politician, people don't quickly try to think that I'm trying to demonize the system.
Away from that now, let us quickly reiterate here that the leadership of People's Democratic Party in Edo State has waded into the imbroglio that happened on Monday in the Edo State House of Assembly. So as we speak now, the issue is being looked upon, and we do know that those honorable members are going to be called upon very, very soon. But for us in the media, we must discuss these issues so as to carry you along and know what is going on. Now, let's talk about the issue of representation here, because three honorable members, Donald Okukbe, PDP, Akoko Edo, and Bright Iyamu, PDP, Orion South. Then, of course, we have Ade Isibo, Eastern North Constituency 1. Now, these are distinctive, constituencies that representation must go on. I mean, as we speak now, these members are barred, from taking part in the normal legislative plenary process in the House. So, what now happens to their constituencies, Vincent Umedi?
Okay, before, let me correct an impression first. His Excellency Governor Obaseki is not a godfather. He's trying to dismantle all the godfathers he met in Edo State.
Let us also be mindful. This is purely parliamentary issue now. It doesn't have anything to do with the governor.
Yes.
Yeah, let me also.
The governor has no business in what is happening in the House of Assembly at all.
Yeah, so let us say that.
No, I don't want to correct what he said, because he said, we talk about Godfatherism.
No, but you started the issue of Godfather somewhere. You started it before.
No, but I didn't. When he made sure the name that he was, the highest Godfather now is also. I want to correct the impression that Governor Obaseki is not a Godfather in any form, in any way. So having said that, let me come back to your question. That the people that these lawmakers are representing, that what happens to them? I think that's your question.
Yes.
Okay, thank God you said the PDP is already, the leadership of PDP, our party is already going into this issue, which I would not want to talk about. I believe it's a temporary thing, the suspension. I believe it's a temporary thing, because under normal circumstances, these people need to be represented for the next, I think 3 years now. 1 year is almost gone. So they're going to be represented for the next 3 years. So they're supposed to be a vacuum in that representation. So I believe it's a temporary thing to save a situation that would have developed into something that would throw the state into kind of chaos.
Well, the suspension is indefinite, even as we know that the PDP has waded into the issue.
Indefinite. Indefinite could be tomorrow.
Word for word now, the way we read on the news is that the suspension is indefinite.
Indefinite. So, which they could be called back tomorrow, could be called back next tomorrow. It's definite. There's no date. So it's indefinite. So it can be tomorrow, it can be next tomorrow. I trust the leadership of the party. They will go into it as soon as possible. They will resolve it, and people will be called back. I'm very certain about that.
Okay.
So that the people that they are representing will have somebody to represent them there. But it still boils down to one thing. If you actually come back to represent your people, that thing that you saw in your people, that problem that you saw, that, oh, let me go to the House of Assembly and see how we can correct this, that should be their business when they come back to the House of Assembly. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. If the problem of your people is the issue of security, for instance, you're able to present a law, a bill, that will help tackle that. If the issue of people is inaccessible, that is bad road, no accessible road to their maybe local communities or their farms or things like that, you should go and think of how you can represent a bill. If the problem of people is bad education, maybe the educational curriculum is not too like that, you could go and sit down and think of how you can present a bill that will help assist your people. Not the issue of trying to leave your responsibility, like my friend said, Brad did this. If you go to every issue of maybe borehole,
let us be mindful, Mr.
So
Ogbedi, remember we are coming from, the point of view that the decision is unilateral. I mean, it's a one-sided decision by the Speaker. It's a personal decision as far as the whole thing is concerned.
I talked about that initially.
Members now, they have rights to defend themselves. So
I talked about that initially.
Think outside the box
I
now.
talked about that initially.
I said
they fed their right. Initially, my very first question you asked me, I said, if they fed their rights were tampered with, were breached, they should go to court for interpretation. They should go to court and say, oh, the Speaker have done A, B, C, or D to me. But I believe it will not get to that level because the party leadership is capable of handling whatever is happening presently.
Okay. All right. So I wanted to also talk on this representation thing.
Well, I think you're wrong. Are you done?
Yeah, just to go on with the representation
Mr.
issue.
Ogbedi contradicts himself a little bit.
No, just stay on your own. He is entitled to his own explanation.
No, I know. What I mean, on the issue, it's on the issue. It's not personal.
Yeah.
I said on the issue because one thing is whether or not they are doing their job. Next thing is whether or not the right to suspend them was through the constitutional means. And the third thing was for them to
the right to suspend them?
No, we talked about the Speaker suspending them.
The Speaker has the right to suspend?
Whether he has the right to suspend them unilaterally by himself.
Does he have that right?
No, I mean, I think we've established that already.
That he doesn't?
Even you, that he doesn't.
Okay.
I now said I would not indict the Speaker outright.
Okay.
Maybe there are new things that has happened that you and I don't know.
And we know, you and I know that we are privy to the Constitution.
Anyway,
you and I know that. So
moving away from that.
Yeah.
My own position is that with these people being suspended and the party wading in, if you say that the suspension is indefinite, it can be tomorrow, it means that there was no point of them being suspended in the first place, the way it was done. Maybe this issue could have been resolved before you make a very strong pronouncement.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
I feel that it's something that happened out of quick action. Sometimes you just act in the same way just to kind of save the situation. Because the issue of impeachment, like I said, is like a coup. And if such discussions are ongoing, there will be a mold that will want to trade that for money sometimes. It happens. Or want to change allegiance to prove that they're loyal to whatnot. But for the people that were suspended, if they are suspended now, you and I know very well that their constituency will be dormant. Okay. Nothing will happen there anymore. Yeah. They will not interface with government. They will have no rights to question oversight functions, which is their primary responsibility. And at the end of the day, this is purely politics. Okay. Our politics of this day is very different from the norms. And that is not something you and I can change overnight. Okay.
All right. So the issues are still ongoing, just as we said that the leadership of People's Democratic Party in Edo State is wading into the issue. And we do believe that it's going to be resolved. I do know that it's going to be resolved. The next time, we understand that by some time, let me not preempt the situation now, but we know that the issue is going to be resolved soon. All right, so I want to say thank you, gentlemen, for coming on the show today. Welcome.